E.N.D here, day 4 for the spoilers of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Leave me a comment below which mechanic you can't wait to start to play with. Mine is obviously Discover, and if you don't know how to play these new Lost Caverns of Ixalan mechanics, I did a tutorial explaining each one how it works. Check them out. Anyway, let's start. And let's start with the most interesting cards, the mythic cards. Ojer Papatik Deepest Epoch. Honestly, I don't know how on earth they come up with these names. 2 and 2 blue, 4/3, legendary creature, god. Flying. Whenever you cast an instant spell from your hand, it gains rebound. When it dies, return it to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control with 3 time counters on it. And when it dies, it transforms into Temple of Cyclical Time. Land. Tap to add 1 blue mana, remove a time counter from it. 2 and 1 blue. Tap. Transform it back. Activate only if it has no time counters on it and only as a sorcery. Rare card. Subterranean Schooner for 1 and 1 blue. 3/4 artifact vehicle. Whenever it attacks, target creature that crewed it this turn explores. Crew for 1. E.N.D Senescal of the Sun for 1 and 1 red, 2/2. Whenever you attack, you may discard a card. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. It gains trample until end of turn. Whenever you discard a card, exile the top card of your library. You may play it until your next end step. Tishana's Tidebinder for 2 and 1 blue, 3/2 with flash. Enters the battlefield, counter target activated or triggered ability. If an ability from an artifact, creature or planeswalker is countered this way, that permanent loses all abilities for as long as she remains on the battlefield. Don't forget that mana abilities can't be targeted. The Belligerent for 2, 1 blue and 1 red, 5/5. Whenever it attacks, create a treasure token. Until end of turn, you may look at the top card of your library anytime and you may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. Crew for 3. Brass Tunnel Grinder for 2 and 1 red, legendary artifact. Enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards +1. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a boar counter on it. Then if there are 3 or more boar counters on it, remove those counters and transform it. And it transforms into Tecutlan the Searing Rift. Legendary land, a cave. Tap to add 1 red mana. Whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by it, discover X, where X is that spell mana value. Bedrock Tortoise 3 and 1 green, 0/6. As long as it's your turn, creatures you control have hexproof. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. In very simple words, it's a 6/6. Kite Sail Larcenist for 2 and 1 blue, 2/3. Flying Ward 1. When it enters the battlefield, for each player choose up to 1 other target artifact or creature that players control. For as long as it remains on the battlefield, the chosen permanents become a treasure artifact with tap. Sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color, and loses all other abilities. Braided Net, 2 and 1 blue artifact. Enters the battlefield with 3 net counters on it. Tap. Remove a net counter from it. Tap another target non-land permanent. Its activated abilities can't be activated as long as it remains tapped. Craft with artifact for 1 and 1 blue. And when you craft it, it transforms into Braided Kipu. Artifact, 3 and 1 blue, tap. Draw a card for each artifact you control. Then put it into its owner's library, third from the top. The Land Cycle, the continuation of the Restless Lands of Wilds of Eldraine. Restless Regeline, land, enters the battlefield tapped. Tap to add 1 red or 1 green mana. 2, 1 red and 1 green, becomes a 3/4 red and green dinosaur creature until end of turn, it's still a land. Whenever it attacks, another target attacking creature get +2/+0 until end of turn. Untap that creature. Restless Anchorage, land, enters the battlefield tapped. Tap to add 1 white or 1 blue mana. For 1, 1 white and 1 blue until end of turn, it becomes a 2/3 white and blue bear creature with flying. It's still a land. Whenever it attacks, create a map token. Uncommon and common cards. The Fossilize 4 and 1 black sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. The creature explores, then it explores again. Dixide Conservator for 2, 2/1. Sacrifice it. Exile up to 4 target cards from a single graveyard. Activate only as a sorcery. When it dies, you may pay 4. If you do, discover 4. Helping Hand for 1 white sorcery. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. It's a pity it's not an instant. Hurl into history 3 and 2 blue instant counter target artifact or creature spell. Discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. Malamet War Scribe 3 and 2 white 4/3. Enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Confounding Riddle 2 and 1 blue instant. Choose one. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Or counter target spell unless its controller pays 4. Nurturing Bristleback 5 and 2 green 5/5 enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token for a cycle for 2 generic mana. Compassion for 2/2/1 enters the battlefield. You may sage your library for a basic land card or cave card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. So that was the last card in this particular day 4 of the spoilers of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Join me again tomorrow for another day full of spoilers of this Jurassic set. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.